Welcome to the PTTS. Today's date is February 1st, 2026. My name is Nang Hong Lam. Today's PTTS sessions video is on step-by-step PTTS timeline episode 3. On episode 1 and episode 2, basically I was being rushed it in a way, and all the things I was saying in those 2 episodes was like the things that I just couldn't hold in anymore. So episode 1 and episode 2, all the things that I have to say kind of in a way that I can't hold it in anymore. So, for some reason, if you wanted to watch it again, I have already uploaded them on my YouTube channel, so you could watch it again. Anyway, there was basically on the first episode, I kind of wanted to emphasize on these step-by-step PTTS timeline episode. Want to emphasize, what if I'm in a conference with a crowd of people around, and like I am using this video as though I am in that conference, and kind of like in a way talking in that conference in a way with a crowd of people and things like that. So I kind of emphasize on that on episode 1. So pretty much I really haven't, like, anyway, I'm gonna go back to kind of in a way talk about those things I talk about in episode 1. Basically, I don't know what will happen. Will I able to have that conference with a crowd of people in that conference where I need to talk about the things the important things that I need to point out and things like that. So I really don't know what will happen, like if I'm going to have a conference or not. I really don't have the answer as of right now. No one have talked to me about anything about a conference that I'm going to be in or not. So as of now, that's the answer. I haven't talked with anyone about being in a conference or anything like that. Basically, the reason I talk about that topic of being in a conference with a crowd of people, it is that is what I want, because I feel like I have important things to say that I want people to hear me out and things like that. That's why I brought up that topic on having a conference. Anyway, pretty much because of not having really talked with anyone about this conference, so in a way there is the stereotype that I point out in episode 1, which is I felt that once someone talked to me about having a conference, I'm gonna kind of incline them kind of in a way. If someone approached me and saying something about, hey, you want a conference or something like that, I felt that the stereotype is because it's just so kind of like in a way, like I would incline them, because I remember back then, I also mentioned this on episode 1, I remember back then that when I got elected as club president for the 4 years from 2008 to 2011, I remember on the agreement on conference is I get to talk with my advisor, which is I call it my advisor, but he is the advisor of the Mesa Multimedia Club. So basically, I'm the president of the Mesa Multimedia Club. So kind of in a way, I kind of got used to just calling him as my advisor. But in general, his position is the advisor of the Mesa Multimedia Club, and his name is Professor Alfonso Sabeda. So kind of in a way, I had that agreement, sort of like verbal agreement that we just talk about and things like that after I got elected as club president, that some of the harder topic to talk about or like tasks that I felt I needed some sort of advice and things like that. So I kind of in a way like having a conference, I would want to talk with like the advisor of the Mesa Multimedia Club, Professor Alfonso Sabata first before agree to someone's asking me if I want a conference or not. It's kind of like in a way I would kind of want to talk with Professor Alfonso Sabata first, and also like I mentioned, there's also the student service counselor. Her name is Carlita, and she also agreed, like kind of in a way, when cause I have to turn in all my paperwork and everything each semester as club president to her. She like kind of like register and verify all those paperwork that I turn in. So kind of in a way, she also agreed to kind of like help me out with questions or things that I need advice on and things like that. So she kind of like kind of like in a way gave me that support that she'll give me advices if I need it and things like that. So I like so kind of like in a way like having a conference, I would turn to Professor Alfonso Sabata or the student service counselor Carlita. So kind of like in a way. So basically, that's how the stereotype come, because felt like if someone were to ask me about a conference, I'm gonna incline them. I'm not gonna follow through with it, because back then, that's how it was like. From 2008 to 2011, when I got elected as club president of the Mesa Multimedia Club. Anyway, I'm just bringing this up. I don't know, maybe you're like a independent company like me who needed some sort of multimedia conference or something like that. Like I don't know, like I just don't have the answer right now. Like maybe independent company making a stand or something like that. I don't know, like I haven't talked with anyone about having a conference recently. Beside back then, when I got elected as club president of Mesa Multimedia Club, that is around 2008 to 2011. Okay, so anyway, just wanted to basically emphasize on that. So, but I felt like it's just gonna have to, kind of like in a way, I really don't know what is it like, because I haven't really, kind of like in a conference, talking. I I felt like I was saying in episode 1, I felt that as club president, I'm talking about the Mesa Multimedia Club. In a way, it's like training to be in a conference. I felt that was so kind of like in a way, like can you really see the training as kind of like in a way, would you really going to give me that that credits that, you know, the training have helped me to be in a conference, you know, kind of like in a way. So anyway, like that was pretty much like I felt maybe having those training, more or less I kind of know what it's like to be in a conference and things like that. Anyway, so I I don't know, like, okay, so there's some background activity going on right now, and also the light have turned on, have turned off. So kind of in a way, um, you kind of like in a way like you can't really see me as well when the light. Okay, so I'm gonna be. I'm just gonna go with this for now. You know, my mother's talking to me like she doesn't want me to turn on the light during the daytime. So I'm just gonna go with that for now. So anyway, maybe some other time. Like, okay, so I'm just gonna go with that for now. And okay, it's 11 minutes right now. So 11. Okay, so one hour. Basically 1 hour per day. That was the goal for these PTT step-by-step PTTS timeline episode. Is 1 hour per day, and it's already been 11 minutes. So and right now is 4:26. So at 5:10, around 5:10, I will have kind of come to a, you know, start wrapping up and come to an end on the this episode basically is to kind of keep that goal on 1 hour per day. So you're gonna see me constantly looking to the clock to make sure that I would, you know, try to able to keep that goal on 1 hour per day. Anyway, okay, I'm just gonna try to see if I could turn on the light again, and maybe she won't pass by and turn off the light. So I'm just gonna try to turn on the light again. Okay, never mind. She's just gonna walk back and forth. So anyway, I'm just gonna go with this one now. Like, well, basically, it's just I'm gonna try to. I don't know. Like, I I have to just kind of see how it's gonna turn out to be with the light turn off and things like that. So I'm just gonna go with that for now. Okay, back to what I was saying. Anyway, so back to what I was saying about the conference. Pretty much. Well, maybe I'll, you know, like maybe I get a break on that. You know, maybe, you know, like people who do conference regularly, you know, see me talking about it and trying to keep up with the stand on the conference. Maybe they'll give me a break on that and things like that. Anyway, like I was saying, you know, like basically, I haven't got any feedback on my PTTS blog for 9 years, from 2016 to current 2026. Okay, anyway, give me 1 second.